Hey guys, Kid here. When we think of ARGs in the Valve community, we normally associate it with games such as Gmod, Half-Life, and TF2. That's just been how it is for as long as Source ARGs have been around. So wanting some fresh ideas in the community, I told my viewers to submit their own ARGs to me so that I could watch them all. Now imagine my surprise when I got an ARG submitted to me that took place in Source Filmmaker. Source Filmmaker, or SFM, is a free animation software developed by Valve. It uses the same engine as games like Team Fortress 2 and Half-Life 2, and basically lets creators use game assets to animate scenes, make short films, or even tell full stories within the game's universe. It's a really popular tool for fan animations, machinima, and more. So when I saw that it was made using this program, I was very curious to see what it'd entail. Without further ado, let's dive straight in. The channel in question was made by a member in my Discord, YouWantStars, which also happened to be the name of the YouTube channel. The ARG is titled In Progress and has its own playlist containing everything related to the project. However, before we get started, I would like to warn you guys, if you want someone who is going to expertly pick apart this ARG and reveal its deepest, darkest secrets, I am not that guy. I'm just here to talk about it at pretty much face value because, well, I'm not that smart. I literally had the creator of the ARG help me write the script for this video. Regardless of whether or not I'm qualified to be doing this, I'm gonna do it anyway. So, what exactly is In Progress about? Well, that's kind of the mystery, and in typical ARG fashion, it's not exactly straightforward. The playlist is made up of a series of short videos, each one feeling more and more cryptic than the last. Each video seems to reveal a little bit more, but it never gives you the full picture. The uneasiness builds with every new upload, as if you're getting closer to uncovering something, but you're not quite there yet. It keeps you hooked, which honestly is one of the reasons I got so invested in this. Even though I had the creator helping me understand some of it, because if I'm being honest, this video would be like 5 minutes long if I was on my own, there's still a lot left to interpretation, and that's what makes it fun. But none of that's important. What is important is that only 3% of you guys that watch my videos are subscribed. So I mean, hey, if you enjoy what you're watching, why not subscribe? It's free, and you can always change your mind later. Okay, mandatory YouTube channel shilling over. Let's get into the video. As of writing the script, the playlist currently has 13... Wait a minute. Correction, the playlist only has 12 videos. So from what I can gather, the first video doesn't actually have anything weird or spooky in it, but just kind of gives context to the rest of the series. I would love to show it because it's a neat little SFM animation that the creator made, but it has some music that might be copyrighted, so I hope you don't mind it just being background footage for now. If you have the time, I would recommend checking out the video yourself. There will be a link in the description so you guys can watch all the videos on your own if you'd like. So let's dive straight into the first video titled Demopan.avi.
Hey, knucklehead! I'm talking to you, bonk!
The video starts off with what looks to be an SFM animation that's still in progress. Get it? Anyways, the weird... The weird things to note in this video so far is the scout freezing mid-taunt, the extra scouts that run in the frame, and the footsteps after all the other models disappear. After that, we get some footage of the creator messing around with the scout we saw earlier before suddenly giving up and closing the project without saving. We get this build-up before it cuts to the title card of the series. Another thing I noticed after a few rewatches is that there's subtitles on the video. If we turn them on, we can see that after the creator closes the project, they say, "We are still here." Quite interesting. And looking at the description for the video, it says that it was last modified at 1:45 AM. But right below it, it says that it was deleted at 1:28 AM. So that makes me wonder why it was modified if it had already been deleted before then. Moving on to the next video titled 1:45 AM, it's pretty short, at only about 20 seconds long. So let's give it a watch. After watching the video, it seems to just be a short video that's designed to make you feel a bit uneasy with some distorted music. I actually personally like this shot with the soldier standing alone on Hightower. I would also like to mention that this ARG doesn't rely on glitches or having horrible quality, which is a very nice change of pace. But moving on, we can see that the description for this video says, "Where do they go?" based on this question, what I can immediately pick up is that it's asking where the characters or models, or maybe even the whole project itself goes when it's deleted or wiped clean. So far, I feel like this series is playing with the idea that the characters, or perhaps their digital counterparts, have some form of consciousness or existence, even outside the animation timeline. Like, once you delete a model or close a project, does it cease to exist, or is there something more sinister going on in the background? Regardless, we have more videos to cover, so let's keep moving forward. The next video is titled Pandemonium.avi, and it's a bit longer, sitting at about 1 minute and 25 seconds, but I think the context this video brings is important to understand future videos, so I'm just going to let it play out in full.
Yo, a little help here? Little help?
Now this video brings up a lot more questions and honestly left me very confused after my first watch. And I must admit, even after watching it over and over for this video, there's still a feeling that I'm missing something. But I'm just going to comb through the video and point out what I can notice right now. The video shows the POV of a scout walking through Hightower, as we can see the scene set up from other videos. There's the demo man from demopan.avi, the soldier, scout, and sniper from the perspective SFM, but there's also a random demo looping his idle animation, and later on we see the model of Miss Pauling. The scout calls for help before we get a shot of him sitting down. He suddenly A-poses and the video ends. If we look at the description for the video, we can see that it says it was last modified at 1:45 AM August 5th, 2024. Right below it, it says it was deleted 10:41 PM of May 3rd, 2020, which is very strange. It led me to wonder how it was still being modified over 4 years after the date it had apparently been deleted. Maybe that's why the characters from the perspective video appeared there. Maybe the creator just decided to delete the project after they were done. There's some more ideas I have, but for now I'm going to hold off on those and keep moving forward. There's a video linked in the description called Pandemonium.avi alternate, but after watching the video it seems to just be a higher resolution version of the one we just watched. Moving on with the story, the next video is titled Bridge, and honestly, despite how short it is, it's one of my favorite parts of the series. So let's give it a watch. So we see what looks like to be the same scene as Demopan video, however this time we are missing the taunting scout and the characters seem to have lost some of their animations. The characters suddenly disappear right before we are shown that the creator has no session ready in SFM. I really like the sequence at the end, the build up, and the slowed down song made it into a really neat video. This video gave me more of a clue as to what's really going on, but I'm going to leave you guys in the dark for now and let you speculate on your own. I'm still going to reveal what I think the story is at the end of the video, so don't worry. The next part in the series is called We'll Be Right Back. And this one kind of stumped me at first. The video starts off with a string of numbers being called out one by one. After the sequence is finished, a red light suddenly flashes before we get shown the ending sequence that shows up in all the videos. So after writing down the code and running it through several different generators, I still couldn't figure out what it meant. So I will admit I did a bit of cheating and asked the creator what kind of code it was, and they told me that it was this. I don't know how to pronounce this, but it was this. So I slapped the numbers in there and... assuming I did something wrong, I just started switching numbers individually before finally getting the answer. The cleaners. When I saw this, it was like a little light bulb went off in my head, confirming some theories I already had and bringing up more I hadn't even thought of. In my opinion, this is where the ARG starts to really get interesting and where things start connecting. The name implies some kind of entity or force responsible for wiping out things or erasing them. When we think of something being cleaned, it's often removed or even reset. Almost like the reset button on a project. This fits well with the overarching theme of characters, models, and projects being deleted. But here's the catch. What if those things aren't simply disappearing when they're being deleted? What if they're being cleaned, erased from existence by something or someone? It feels like the ARG is hinting at the possibility that these digital entities, like the characters in the SFM projects, have some kind of awareness. The cleaners might be the ones who step in when things are deleted or no longer needed. It raises a lot of questions though. Who or what exactly are the cleaners? Are they a literal entity within the SFM universe, or are they more metaphorical, representing something deeper like the deletion process itself? The following video in the series gives us an answer to at least one of these questions, so let's dive straight into the next video. The video I'm about to go over is called Weird Bug in SFM. The creator starts off the video by mentioning that something strange happened while they were in SFM, but they managed to catch it while recording. They mentioned that the reason they were recording was because they like to record the whole process of making animations for behind-the-scenes moments. They mentioned that they had to go do something and presumably leave their desk, which not shortly after we can see someone appear behind the scout and the whole project just disappears. The creator says that they checked everywhere, but it was nowhere to be found. If we go frame by frame, we can actually see the figure that was standing behind the scout. And I'm pretty confident when I say I think this is one of the cleaners mentioned in the video before this one. No, I know I just contradicted myself by saying I'm confident followed by I think, but as Lazy Purple once said, please try to ignore that. Building on the idea that the figure we saw is a cleaner, we can assume that when someone wants to delete their project, these are the guys that come in and wipe everything. But there's still more videos, and this video is already getting pretty long, so let's keep moving forward. The next video in the series is titled Quick Follow-Up, and in this video the creator explains that they want to try catching the figure that appeared in the last video by recording their screen overnight. But that's pretty much it, so let's move on to the next video. We've got just 3 videos left to cover, the first of which being Lab Rat, so let's dive straight in. The video starts off with the creator saying that the recording of last night got corrupted and they couldn't use the footage to find anything. However, we suddenly get the POV of the scout they placed beforehand, as he makes his way through 2 Fort, eventually reaching the intel room where... This time we get a clear look at one of the cleaners, and we can see that it shares the same model as one of the Metro cops from Half-Life 2. We then get a message saying that the cleaner has ran successfully, which I'm assuming means that the poor scout we saw got erased. After watching the video a couple times, I noticed you can actually see the cleaner watching the scout. You can catch the cleaner briefly observing the scout from the battlements, and a little later you can find them watching from near the spawn room. From what I can tell so far, it seems that the cleaners seem to have a mind of their own, deleting characters and projects against the creator's will. We're getting really close to the end and I can only listen to the Helltaker soundtrack while writing the script for so long, so let's move on to the next video. The second most recently uploaded video is called Graveyard, and there's not much to the video, it's just a 10-second long clip of a dark version of Hightower. But it's not the video that's important. Taking a look at the description, it reads, "A graveyard, where the dead go to die. You start to forget yourself. I wish it didn't hurt so much." Based on the description, I think it's safe to say that this is where the models and projects go when they're erased by the cleaners. Left to rot away as they slowly lose their memories, tortured as their code slowly gets wiped from existence. The last video that's in the playlist is titled Answers, so let's give it a watch. The video shows a scout walking on Hightower. We can see a demo man watching the scout, and based on the camera angle, it looks like the demo man from the Pandemonium video. I think it's safe to say that this video will get more context with the next upload in the series, so we'll just have to wait and see. For now, that's all the videos, so it's time for the... The story of In Progress presents a unique sense of uneasiness and existential horror. all within the digital confines of Source Filmmaker. At its core, the narrative explores the idea of game models and characters we use as tools, and what happens to them when they are deleted or erased. This seemingly simple concept evolves into something more eerie and thought-provoking as the series progresses. While much of the ARG is deliberately vague, allowing for multiple interpretations, it seems to convey a commentary on creation, destruction, and some sort of digital afterlife. The unease comes from not just the spooky themes or cryptic messages, but from the deeper questions the ARG asks about the nature of existence in a universe where deletion seems equivalent to death. The fact that the characters are trapped, aware of their fates, and yet cannot change them, forced to accept endless tortures as their bodies are downloaded, tweaked, changed, compressed, shared, and eventually deleted. Another interesting aspect of the story is the manipulation of time within the ARG. Throughout the videos, there are discrepancies in timestamps. Projects seemingly deleted years before their latest modifications. This distortion creates a sense of unease, suggesting that the timeline is unreliable or that the universe in which these characters exist is somehow fractured. It could also imply that the cleaners operate outside of the normal flow of time, further emphasizing their otherworldly or supernatural abilities. Well, I think that's about all I have lined up for— Oh, hold on. Yeah? Uh-huh. I see. Well, I mean, I was about to wrap it up, but yeah, sure, if you'd like. Oh, yeah, hold on. Let me just get it ready for you. Okay, you all set?
Hey guys, it's Orbit. I just wanted to give my thoughts on this series, but before I do, subscribe to Intricate Labs right now! Honestly, when I first started to watch this series, I wasn't sure what to think, because it comes off innocently enough, but as it pushes forward, it reveals this more disturbing side. I really liked how the series doesn't reveal all its cards at the beginning, but only gives us breadcrumbs. But on the episode Weird Bug in SFM, I felt so uneasy because to have your editing software have things move around when they are supposed to be still would freak me out beyond belief. I do think my favorite episode is Lab Rat, and I think the pacing and animation was perfect in that episode. Overall, I think this series does a great job at giving us this mystery for us to solve, and generally spooks us. I give it 10 Scout inflation photos out of 10.
That's all I have for today. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and hit that subscribe button. And hey, if you're feeling extra generous, maybe share the video with a friend who loves diving into ARGs of Valve-related mysteries. I'd like to thank my patrons for giving me their money despite my efforts to stop them, and everyone who helped me with feedback while making this video. I'd also like to give thanks to my research and development team for helping me make my video process a lot easier. It really means a lot. And last but not least, I'd like to thank all you guys for watching.